morning, everyone. If you're new to our Early Care Connection call, then welcome. Happy to have you here. This call is simultaneously interpreted. We are very fortunate to have Sandra making sure that we have language right, language, oh wow,
Interpretation.
interpretation uh, available to this call. Our typical MC, Izzy Greenberg, is taking a well-deserved vacation, so we hope she has having a blast in the North Pole and meeting some polar bears. Para personas que hablan español, esta llamada sí está tenemos interpretación para el español. Para empezar la interpretación, por favor, cuando oprime el botoncito, marca el globo. Puede ser que veas un globo en la pantalla que dice interpretación en inglés o en español o ESP. Si no ves un globo, puedes ir a la caja de herramientas que te da la opción de ESP para interpretación. Lo voy a activar ahora. Okay. Just starting the interpretation now. Reminder to everyone that English or Spanish, please select interpretation. Okay, so we do have interpretation ready. It should be up and running. Let me say it in Spanish if people are on the wrong feed. Si me escuchas ahora, estás en el audio incorrecto, debes de escoger interpretación español. Este es el audio si me escuchas. Ahora este es el audio en inglés. So we're up and running with our interpretation. Welcome everyone. As I mentioned, we have our MC, Izzy Greenberg, is out on vacation. We hope that she's having fun with the polar bears. And welcome anyone who's new to our call. This is Early Care Connection, where we give resources and information to the child care community. So most of you on this call are owner operators or directors of a child care space or work in a child care space. Today, we are very excited to have on the call the communications manager for MyCTSavings, Lisa Kidder. I will go ahead and put the presentation that Lisa has in English and in Spanish right now on the chat so everyone could go ahead and have a copy of that. If you're busy and you're not able to click on that presentation now or maybe see in detail in live time, no worries. We always record these calls and put the links to these presentations pasted to the YouTube channel. So you'll get these links available to you. And you should see it in the chat right now if you do want to see it in Spanish in live time. So Lisa, welcome. Welcome to our call.
Thank you.
Welcome to our community. The floor is yours. Go ahead. We're all very eager to hear about MyCTSavings and how we can make retirement planning easier for the child care providers and the child care workforce.
Great. Thank you so much to Eva and Meryl for the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Lisa. I work for the Office of the State Comptroller, and this program is run through that office. And my goal today is to provide you with some information on why we need a program like MyCTSavings, why there's a retirement gap among small businesses and people who work in small businesses, and then tell you a little bit about how to get signed up for this program and what you need to know to participate. And I'll leave time for questions and answers at the end. So hopefully I will provide the information you're looking for, and if not, I can fill in the gaps at the end. So this is sort of a big picture focus, but across the country, there is a gap in terms of people who are able to save for retirement and people who are not saving for retirement. If you work for a large company, generally you get an opportunity to sign up and save for retirement through your payroll. But if you work for a smaller company or you own a small company, you often don't have that opportunity. If you're a small business owner, it can be expensive for you to sign up for a program, to participate in a program, and to offer something to your employees. So on a national level, states across the country are putting together programs like MyCTSavings to make it easier for small business owners to participate in retirement planning. This map shows that the states in red are states that have already started to offer programs. Connecticut, we're proud to say, was the fourth state in the country to offer a program like this. And right now, all the other states in different colors are in some stages of planning. The one exception is South Dakota. That state has not yet taken any action on planning ahead for retirement for its small businesses, but I imagine that in, the next few years, all of the states will be offering some kind of a program for their employees. So these programs across the country are growing rapidly, and right now there are $2 billion in funds if you could take all of those programs put together, and more than 1 million people are saving through these accounts. So we know that through research, the most effective way to get people to save for retirement is to have them be able to sign up through their employer. So our program provides that opportunity, opens that opportunity to more employees. I'm going to skip over that. So it's important to know that in Connecticut, 44% of companies do not offer a retirement plan for their employees. And it's because they may not be able to afford it, they may not have the time and the resources, or they're worried about the risk to the company if they have to worry about a matching program. Um, in general, especially since COVID, about 55% of Americans are concerned that they can't achieve financial security in retirement, that they aren't able to save enough. And the most frightening statistic is that 1 in 4 Americans over 59 have no retirement savings at all. We know this is a problem because the average Social Security check is about $2,100 in Connecticut, and that's not going to go, not going far enough in the costs that we're seeing today. So we want to make sure that people have a way to save on their own and not end up in the situation of getting to retirement age and either not being able to retire and having to continue to work until they can't work, or that they'll be looking to the state for more for assistance, which increases then the taxpayer burdens. So this is, again, kind of a big picture thing, but in terms of the overall impact of people having not saved enough money, the government costs, which will come to the taxpayers eventually, are $334 billion over the next 20 years. And in Connecticut, it looks to be about $6.5 billion over between now and 2040. However, the good news is with programs like MyCTSavings, even by giving people an opportunity to have a small savings over their career, it will offset that shortfall. So if a household saves an additional $1,600, $1,685 a year, about $140 a month over a 30-year period, they can reduce that retirement savings gap, eliminating the taxpayer burden, but most importantly, helping people maintain the lifestyle that they want and have a comfortable and secure retirement. And I want to just give you some numbers that will help you see that. This is a screenshot I took from a MyCTSavings website. There's a retirement calculator on our site that you can go in and play with, and it's actually kind of fun. You can stick in numbers and figure out how much you could save, by playing with the amounts that you put into it. So if a 30-year-old right now saving 3% of a $50,000 salary started saving now, they would have $250,000, more than $250,000 by the time they were ready to retire. And if they increase that just 2% to 5%, you can see that number would go up to $422,000 in savings when they're ready to retire. And that certainly puts people in a much better situation than if they are sort of saving haphazardly over their career. If they save a little bit when they can, But the important thing here is to get someone into the situation where they're saving every month. And that really will add up and give them the quality of life that they want to have when they retire. So for the employers among you who have employees, offering this program gives you a competitive advantage in hiring and retaining staff. People like to know that their employers value them, and providing them with an option like MyCTSavings helps them to see that you are interested in them and their future. Employees who are happier when they are more financially secure, they're more productive. And here's the big plus for employers: there's no cost to provide this plan to your employees, and it's easy to facilitate, and you just do it through your payroll. So some of the nitty-gritty details: if you are an employer, to sign up for this program, you need to have 5 or more employees and who have been paid more than $5,000 in the calendar year. You also have to have been in business since January of the previous year. So right now, you would have to have been in business since January 1st of 2024 if you wanted to sign up. And then on the saver side, your employees who sign up, your employees who full and part-time employees, it covers both full and part-time. They have to be at least 19 years old. They have to work within the state of Connecticut, and they have to be on your payroll for at least 120 days. I want to make sure that you know, if you are an employer who does not have 5 employees yet. I always say yet because I know your business will grow. I want you to understand you can sign up as an individual, and you can provide the information to your employees, and they can sign up as individuals. And then the only difference is their contributions would have to be made through their own bank account and not through the company's payroll. And again, make sure that you understand that it does not have to be, it's not limited, sorry, to your full-time employees. Both it's full-time and part-time employees, as long as they've been on your payroll for 120 days, are eligible for the program.
While you go to the next slide, I just want to remind folks that we added the correct slide deck in English and Spanish. I put the correct Spanish slides just now, so look for the links in the chat. And apologies for the delay in adding those correct links. Go ahead, Lisa.
Sure. Um, so this is just a screenshot of the MyCTSavings homepage. And this is where you would start. One of the things that we try very hard to do in the MyCTSavings program is to make it as easy as possible for employers and employees to participate. So this is the starting point, and we want to make it very simple for you. So you can see there's an employer section at the top, there's a savers section, there's a Spanish section of the website right there. And also this website is now available in, I believe, 10 languages to be translated, and we are adding 8 more in the next few months. So we do have as many multilingual options as possible. And if it's not available on the website, there are phone numbers you can contact, and they will have translation available. If an employer, so MyCTSavings notifies businesses when they're eligible for the program. And if an employer that already has a retirement plan receives a notice from us, they can go right to the website, and they can go right here to certify exemption if they already offer a plan, which means they would not be eligible for MyCTSavings. There's also the retirement calculator that I showed you previously. This link will take you right to that, so that if you do want to play around with the numbers and see what the possibilities are, you can do that. And again, savers would be employees, or if you are self-employed or you work for an employer that doesn't offer the plan, you would go into that savers section of the website. Skip over that. So if you are an employer, this is your responsibility. So you are a business owner, you have 5 or more employees, and you don't offer a retirement plan, and you receive a notice from MyCTSavings saying it's time for you to register. Your responsibilities as an employer are to enroll all your full and part-time employees who are 19 and over. At that point, MyCTSavings will contact all of those employees, let them know that they have been enrolled in the program. And then the employees have 30 days to make a decision. Their decision can be either to, if they do nothing, the savings, we will automatically start having you take money out of their payroll. If they contact us, they can opt out. If they don't want to save right now, or if they want to delay and save another time, or don't want to save at all, they can opt out and they'll be done. Or they can customize their savings plan if they are someone who's likes to be a little more hands-on with their savings. We have options for them to choose different funds, and they can change the amount that they want to save to be flexible with their business or with their savings. Another flexibility point for MyCTSavings is if you are a business that is seasonal, your employees can change their savings at any time. So if your company is busier in the winter time and your employees make more money and want to save more during the winter and they make less in the summer, they can back off and change their savings to suit their budgeting and their family's needs. So after that 30-day decision period, MyCTSavings will reach out to the employer and and give you a payroll report and tell you how much to take out for each of your employees and forward that into their MyCTSavings account. And the accounts, by the way, are Roth IRAs, so they are taken out uh, after taxes, so that when an employee goes to take the savings out at retirement, they don't pay taxes on that money. The last thing that you are required to do as an employer is just to keep submitting the employees' contributions every pay period, and then keep your employee list with MyCTSavings up to date. And all of this is on our website. When you log in, it takes you to a portal, and the information is all there. If you have a payroll company, we work with a number of those payroll companies. There's a couple listed here: QuickBooks, Gusto, PayVault, DataPay. But there are about 50 payroll companies that we now work with. So if your company works with a payroll provider, we can help you get that set up. It will make it easier for you to process those contributions on a weekly basis, or a weekly, or whatever your pay cycle is. We can also, there are also ways simply to set it up with an Excel spreadsheet. And we do offer most of the time, monthly payroll webinars that will help you get up to speed on setting it up and enrolling. If you don't use a payroll company, we can certainly help you get set up to, facilitate this program and enroll people and submit your contributions, or submit your employees' contributions on your own. It's not hard to do. My understanding is, and I'm not a payroll person, but my understanding from small business owners I've talked to is that it just takes 10 minutes a week, or whatever the schedule is for your payroll. And it's simple. So, and if you don't have a payroll process and you're an individual saver and you're saving through your own personal account, you would simply enter that information when you set up your savings account with us, you would enter that information and then set it up as an automatic deduction from your bank account into the Roth IRA at whatever, on whatever time schedule you want to do, whether it's scheduled with your paycheck, or whether you just want to send something in once a month. Again, it's really flexible, and we want to make sure that everyone, understands that we'll work with you whatever way that you need to make those contributions. Um, if you are, I will mention quickly, if you use ADP or paychecks, we are not connected directly with them yet, but there are workarounds for those, for working with those payroll companies, so we can help make that happen for you. So for your employees, some of this we've covered, but I want to make sure you understand. For them, it is voluntary to participate. They have to be 19 years or older. That way, if you have summer workers, you're not enrolling high school kids in a retirement plan. They have to have W-2 wages in Connecticut, and they have to have worked for you for 120 days. Their choices are to either opt out of the program if they don't want to save now. They can customize their plan and their savings and set their percent. If they want to put away 10% of their paycheck, that's fine. If they want to put away 1% of their paycheck, that's fine as well. The standard contribution right here, it says 3%, but actually on July 1st, we raised that bar. So the standard option now is 5% contribution, but again, you can change it to whatever suits your needs. Right. And so I want to give you just a little bit of background. Oh, sorry. So this program was launched in 2002. So we've toward the end of 2002. So it's been not quite 3 years, about 2.5 years that we have been running the program. Right now, there are 7,500 businesses registered for the program. There are 32,000 plus people savings. Actually, now it's closer to 33 in their accounts. The total and the total money in all of the accounts is over $45 million. So that is contributions from the 32,000 savers. Oh, 7,520 accounts. My office just popped in to let me know that. 45 million in assets, and the average account balance is 1350. So people are really starting to save. We do know that the bulk of our savers right now, about 52% of our savers are under age 40. So younger people are definitely getting the idea and understanding understanding the importance of starting to save and starting to save early. This summer, we are actually in just about a week. Employers who are newly eligible for the program will be receiving notices from MyCTSavings telling them that it is time to register. And then there'll be an access code in that letter, and you follow that access code and the instructions in the letter, and it will tell you how to enroll in the program. If you are a business that's received notices from us in the past and have still not responded to those notices, you are still required to register. So you want to sign on or call. There's 800 numbers on our website that you can call to get yourself enrolled. But you are still required to sign up. This is a sort of breaking news, but up to this point, there has not been any consequences for not participating in the program. But in the next year, there will be financial penalties for businesses that have not signed up and are not participating in the program. So we want to make sure that everyone has ample opportunity to sign up now, get their employees enrolled, and to avoid any penalties going forward. The penalties are not large. We really want as an incentive to make sure that people sign up. If your business is 25 employees or fewer, it's a $500 penalty. If you are 500, I'm sorry, up to 100 employees, the penalty is 1,000, and over 100 employees is $1,500. So the penalties range from $500 to $1,500 for not participating in the program or not offering a retirement plan. So let me just make sure again you understand if you don't offer any retirement plan, you can either sign up for MyCTSavings or you can sign up for any other retirement plan you want. Some companies look at this as an opportunity to sign up for a larger program like a 401k plan with a match for their employees, and we're happy for people to do that because our goal is to get more small business employees able to save through their payroll. So it doesn't have to be a MyCTSavings plan. You just have to sign up for a retirement plan and offer it to your employees. If you are an individual, again, we will work with you to set up a retirement savings plan for yourself. If your employer doesn't offer it yet, you can sign up on your own. So it's just the most important thing is that we want to make sure that people have easy access to a way to save for their own retirement. Just really quickly, these are the business categories that have the highest enrollment in the MyCTSavings program right now. Restaurants and food services of all companies or of all types, healthcare and social assistance, which does include childcare, um, landscapers and beauty salons. These are all the company categories with the highest enrollment, and ironically, they are also the categories with the lowest enrollment. So we know that people who tend to be involved in industry organizations have a good wide network of other companies and other business owners. And so if you have, other businesses who might qualify for MyCTSavings, we would appreciate your help in spreading the word on that. And lastly, this is a list of the different resources available on the MyCTSavings website to help make it easier for employees, individuals, and employers to set up and run MyCTSavings. There's videos. There's a whole series of how-to videos as well as live videos. There's a lot of information for your employees if they want to learn more about how to save for retirement. And again, all of the payroll information. So there's plenty of information available at all times on the website. And as I mentioned, it's available in Spanish and also 10 plus more languages. And I will wrap up here. And if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. The phone number there is for employers assistance. So if haven't have something you're looking for, you can't find it on the website, you can call that employer assistance line. Eva also has my contact information, and I'm happy to talk to you anytime. If it's related to something on the website or payroll, I don't have access to that. But if it's just a general question, you can absolutely contact me. I'm happy to talk to you. We're right in Hartford. We're a very small program. There's only 3 of us in the office, so but we are happy to talk with you anytime and try and help you solve any problems you have or help your employees if they are having problems with the program. And primarily, we hope that you will look at the program and help set yourself and your employees up for a more secure and financially safe retirement. So, questions?
All right, there are a bunch of those in the Q&A, and let me start off with just a couple of questions that come to mind. One, if you're an employer, so this basically the rule is if you're an employer with more than 5 employees, you need to set up an account and either opt out or make this available to your employees. Is that correct?
Right. If you don't currently offer a retirement plan,
Right.
if you've got a plan, you're all set.
You don't have to do anything.
You
Okay.
don't have to do anything. If you do get a notice and you have a plan, going and opting out will tell us that you're set, and we'll take you off our list so we won't keep contacting you. But yes, if you have 5 employees, no plan, you need to sign up for MyCTSavings or another retirement plan.
Okay. If you, on the flip side of that, if you are a family child care provider, you're self-employed, you don't have any regular employees, or maybe you have just a couple of folks, but you want to participate for your own savings, you register as a saver, not as an employer.
Correct. And
Okay.
then you set up, and you can offer the same opportunity. You can share the information with your employees, but obviously you're not paying them through payroll. You can tell them about it and they have the opportunity to start saving on their own as well.
Okay. And this does not involve an employer match.
Right, correct. This is a Roth IRA, so we follow IRS rules. So there is no match. It's not allowed by the IRS.
Okay. Um, and because it's a Roth IRA, that means that people aren't getting a tax deduction for making a contribution. So it doesn't really impact any of that tax stuff that employers are dealing with.
Right. So as an employer, there's no tax forms for you to fill out because it's all after tax money. And the benefit of that is when you take the money out when you retire, it's already been taxed. So it's tax free at your retirement.
Okay. Um, and so somebody had asked, if we already have a plan, can we change to CT savings, or can we sign up for employers who use this instead of having their own savings plan?
You can do it. It is a little bit, it takes a little bit of time because you have to close down the existing program first and switch over to the MyCTSavings program. We do know people who have, companies who've done that to save money on, fees, and then, they take the match, what would have been the match previously, and just provide bonuses for their employees is what I have seen other companies do.
Mhm.
So we're happy to talk to someone about that because it is a little bit complicated to do, but it can be done.
Um, and for lower wage folks who aren't that where the tax advantages of a traditional IRA are less valuable because you're taxed at a lower rate.
Mm-hmm.
The Roth plan means that when you take the money out, you're not paying taxes on it. So
Right.
maybe more advantageous. I'm not sure. I'm not.
Yeah, if you have doubts about that, you really, talk to, read up on it online, go to some of the main, Mint and some of the, or not Mint, uh, Investopedia or some of the other sort of very broad general advice finance advice columns. Talk to, if you know, accountants or financial planners, talk to them to see what's absolutely the best for you from a tax perspective. But in a Roth IRA, both the money you put in and the earnings are tax-free when you retire.
Okay. There's a question here from a family child care provider. If you already have a 401k with another company, does this still apply? Or
If you have a 401k, you are all set. If you receive you probably won't receive a notice from us, but if you do receive a notice, just go in to the website and click certify exemption, and you are all set.
right. Can you go over again how this is mandatory, who this is mandatory for, and what do you do if your employees opt out?
Okay. So it's mandatory for companies with 5 or more employees that have been in business since the first of last year. So right now it would be or January of 2024. You have to have had the 5 employees for since October of 2024, and you have to have employees up 5 employees. This is getting really into the weeds, but 5 employees who make $5,000 in your business. Um, and I know that's a lot, and it is on the website if you want to go in there and look at it and have it in front of your face. If you're like me, I need to see those numbers in front of my face. If you already have a plan and a retirement plan, you are all set. You don't need to do anything. You need to sign up all full and part-time employees over age 19, and they have to have worked for you for 120 days. I think I hit all of those points.
Okay. And what if you sign them up, but then they opt out?
Okay, if all of your employees opt out, that's perfectly fine. You will still get notices from us each, payroll cycle. Because at some point, as new employees join, someone else might want to sign up. So you will need to at least keep adding new employees as they come into your company and removing employees as they leave. We've had companies who didn't have anybody sign up initially, but later people decided they either wanted to save or new people came in and they decided to start sharing. So you do, even if the current employees opt out, you still need to keep just facilitating the program and uploading your payroll as new people come in so that MyCTSavings can reach out to those new people and offer them the opportunity to save.
So MyCTSavings is free to employers and to employees, but it doesn't offer any kind of match to incentivize people to do this, right?
Right. There is no match. And I will clarify, there is a small fee on the employee's account. It is, I believe, 0.19% of your savings is charged in a quarterly fee. So it is, 19 cents for every $100 you're saving in fees. And then there's an admin fee of $26 a year. So there is a small fee for the employees to save.
And so, but the employees are also generating some returns.
Yes,
So it's
right.
not like I'm going to put $100 in and then at the end of the year, I'm likely to have less than $100.
Correct. In the last 6 months, things have been a little bit up and down. So, but in general, yes, and you can go onto the website and it will show you, and savers will get quarterly statements, but you can also go onto our website at any time and look and see how each of the funds are doing and what the returns are. So you can see ahead of time, what your savings, the potential for your growth is available on the website and on you can log into your account on any time if you're a saver and look at where things stand.
Okay. And there's a question, is there a choice of how this is invested? Stocks, bonds, government bonds?
You can customize your plan if you want. On the website, there's a list of about 6 or 7, I believe, different funds that you can choose from. So if you're an investor who wants to be more conservative, you can change to the most conservative funds. If you have a little bit higher degree of risk tolerance and you're willing to take a little bit of a chance, you can choose riskier funds that might have a higher return. So, but it is limited. It's not a wide range. Most of the people in our plan stick with the basic plan, which is based on based on planning for your retirement age, considering where you are now.
So there's a question. So can I sign up my employees or contribute even if I already have a simple plan?
No. If you already have a plan, you are all set, and unless you want to change plans, but you can't have MyCTSavings and another plan at the same time.
Okay. That appears, if maybe one of the translators could explain, Maria Reyes has a question in the Q&A in Spanish that unfortunately I can't help with.
I can take that question. Let me read it. How many employees, again, can you repeat that is the minimum and the maximum in order to participate? So Maria Reyes is a home-based provider, so I think it's worth clarifying again that folks could use this program even if you have 1099 or independent contractors.
Right. So you need to have 5 employees to participate through payroll. So if you want to sign up, you have to have 5 employees who are on your payroll to participate as a business and run it through, and have your employees have contributions taken out through their paychecks. However, if you don't have 5 employees, if you have 4 employees, you can tell them about the program and help them sign up as individuals. You can't do it through your payroll, but you can offer them the advice that this is an option for them to save. And that would apply to all at 1099 employees, as well as if you just, if you have 10 1099 employees, You can offer, tell them about the program and encourage them to sign up as an individual, but you cannot run it through your payroll unless they are on your payroll.
Part of the 5 includes themselves, right?
If they are on their own payroll, if they take an owner's draw, it would not include, they would not be considered on the payroll. So it's 5 employees on the payroll.
Mhm.
But,
And go ahead.
anyway, you can always sign up as an individual, as a saver.
Okay. And so if you are a home-based educator with no employees, you can participate as a saver.
Right,
And nothing's mandatory. You don't have to opt in or anything. You can
right,
just decide, I want to use this.
right. You can go in and click on the savers link and it will walk you through the sign up process, and you just have to provide your banking information and your personal information and then set it up to be an automatic withdrawal from your own bank account.
And if you are a self-employed family child care provider who may have worked someplace else and have a 401k account from that other place, but now you're a self-employed family child care provider, can you use this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you should, check with your own financial planner or accountant. But for example, I have a Roth IRA that I set up 20 years ago and I haven't contributed to it for for 18 years, but it is still there because I set one up for myself and then later went to work for someone who offered a 401k plan. So I do have more than one retirement savings plan, but just make sure with your financial planner or accountant that there's no conflict, and just make sure you read the IRS rules.
Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything else here. I think we've now answered all the questions live here.
Sorry.
Okay, last chance. If you've got questions about MyCTSavings, please put them in the Q&A.
And I will just add you can always reach me. My email is Lisa, Lisa .kidder, KIDDER @ct.gov. So you can always email me and I'm happy to talk to you.
Okay. All right, I think that does it for our questions today. Remember that this is mandatory. There will be penalties coming next year. The idea is to make it possible for everybody to have some retirement savings. And so this is intended to be a free program for employers to offer this to their employees at no cost to the employer. It's easy to set up and does not require a lot of time or expense on your part. So you should go do it if you've got employees.
Well said, Meryl.
All right. Are there any announcements that need to be made? I think Ava I'm not sure if you're translating right now, Ava, or not, but are there any announcements? Next week, we will not have a session. We are on the following week as we're alternating over the summertime. And I think that pretty much wraps it. Oh, go ahead, Ava.
Add one quick comment. Just a reminder for folks that again, this is recorded and you should share this with your parents. That this information that Lisa shared, I know that we always try on these calls to make it child care community specific, but obviously this particular program is a Connecticut program and open and available to anyone who is working, right? Here in the state. So I think this is amazing information. I didn't know half the stuff that Lisa mentioned and how this program worked. I remember when it passed and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then that was it. I walked away from those details. And here we are for years since 2022 that families who are working have options to start their retirement plan. So, you are trusted messengers. Parents trust you and really seek your opinion on a host of things, a multitude of things. So if you feel inclined and comfortable mentioning Lisa's information or even sharing the link to this recording or the webinar, then go for it. This specific information will be probably very beneficial to a lot of parents who are trying to balance paying the crazy amounts of money of childcare and not even considering the retirement options. And then another reminder that if you signed up for these webinars, I know some of you are new. I saw some hellos here. Please do not share your code to log in to our early care connection calls. You get your own code to log in, and I only emphasize that because we love tracking to see who's coming in, who's coming out, and making sure that we're connecting with you directly. So if I see a repeated name in the sign-in sheet for these calls, it's really hard to send them the link personally on the early care connection recordings. So if you logged in with someone else's link for this call, I highly recommend you go directly to earlycareconnection.org and sign up directly for access to this webinar so that you're getting the emails with these links and the emails to remind you for our next topics. So that was my announcement and comment.
So Lisa, there was a request for, is there a flyer or something that could be shared electronically so that people can put this on parent bulletin boards and stuff at childcare programs?
Yes, there is. I can forward you. There's a PDF posted on the website that I can send to you. Currently, we only have that flyer in English. So it is not translated to Spanish. But we have two flyers and I will send you both of them. One of them is available. The employer flyer is also available in Spanish. So I will send both.
So yeah, many of the folks who are using childcare programs are people who work in those 41% of employers that do not offer a retirement plan. And so this is a way to prompt the conversation with the boss. Hey, we don't have a retirement plan here. There's this free thing through the comptroller's office called MyCTSavings, and it's actually
Absolutely.
a requirement that you sign up because we've got more than 5 employees here. Here's how you find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I will send you those links.
Okay. And we will post them with the recording, and we can also share that out through the listserv.
Great. Great. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Trying to see, are there any other announcements that need to be made? Ava, you got anything? Nope. Okay. Well, we won't be here next week, but we will see you all next week or 2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Bye, everyone. We'll have Alyssa, our production assistant, send the flyers that Lisa has with the recording and the links. Take care, everyone.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everyone.